Hello, I'm Rachel Evans, founder and CEO at the Workshop Whisperer, where we've been helping you achieve business success in auto repair since 2014. I'm here today, day 26 of our 30-day auto repair shop owner reset called Shop Talk. And today we're talking about getting you out of the way. So many clients that come to us at the Workshop Whisperer over the past 12 years have realized after a few days, a few weeks, a few months of working with us that they are one of the biggest bottlenecks to growth inside their repair business. And it's sometimes a bitter pill to swallow, but most often an exciting discovery because it's just indicating that with the implementation of a system, a workflow, the hiring of a key team member, perhaps, you, and sometimes with our help, can remove yourself as the bottleneck, which often lets cash flow better, workflow happen better. And both of those things, when you add them together, often equate to more time freedom for you as the repair shop business owner. Now, you may say that having more time away from the shop isn't your goal, and that is 100% okay. It's actually a challenge to overcome way down the track. We find usually with clients once they've hit our $1 million mechanic boardroom program that they discover a fear around not being at the shop, not being there every single day because they don't know who they are if they're not a mechanic at the shop. That's a struggle that you may already be feeling, but if you haven't even got that far down the track, stick with me here in the present and we'll deal with that other challenge on another day. What we're trying to do here with today's video is help you see where you've got your fingers in the pie instead of just your nose, and it's slowing down critical processes in your repair business that stop the team achieving the outcome that they need to, and usually that you don't receive the financial outcome that you're after. Now, one of our longest serving clients, an extraordinary businessman from Western Australia, coming up to 10 years in our program. And you may ask, well, if he's so great, why is he still in the program? Because the program keeps going. It's endless. And myself, as a coach and a business owner in this space, I continue to learn. And while ever that happens, the program continues to grow infinitely. So when he came to us, he was a major workflow bottleneck in his business, and he was preventing his team from being able to complete their invoices and move cars on. And the way he was preventing that from happening was because he insisted on signing off himself on every single invoice, despite the size of his team. So this is a big business with a larger size team, and he had to personally sign off on every invoice. Now, you might be thinking, but if I don't do that, the invoices are going to be incorrect. The customers are going to be unhappy if it's incorrectly invoiced, not in their favour, in the business's favour, or we're going to do ourselves out of money because it was incorrectly invoiced in the customer's favour. So what do you do here? If that's how you feel, you must personally approve every invoice at this point in business, then we've just got to step back and we go, okay, I'm afraid if I don't see every invoice, something's going to be wrong. Let's acknowledge there's a fear there. First of all, is the evidence suggesting that fear is actually real. If it's not, and you've got experienced guys on the floor, a great experienced service advisor that doesn't make those kind of mistakes, this is just you being the control freak business owner that we all are, wanting to be involved in the process so that your brain can see everything's okay here. That's scenario one. It's not actually real. It's just you thinking it's real. Let's move that over to the side. Scenario two, your team is a bit less experienced. They are error prone, and you think you do need a system that you have to be involved in to check the invoices. Okay, different scenario. For this one, it's no point you just being in that process and every invoice feeding through you if you are not at the same time implementing a training system for your team members to get to the point where you don't have to be involved in the system. So your team might be younger. You might have apprentices or newly trade qualified guys who are still learning to get everything on the job card in the first place. What does that indicate? Well, some questions to ask. Do you have checklists? Do you have templates for the job card? Are there the correct process procedures in place at that point so that they have something to go off to compare to make sure they've got everything in place in the first place? Same at the service advisor end. What systems, checklists, etc., have you got set up on their side to make sure that they've got something to reference so they do get better over time? Because your goal should not be to stay in the middle of that process of invoice approvals. It should be that the systems that are set up, like our 131 system that I referenced earlier on one of the days of this 30-day series, where it's okay for the team to come to you with a problem as long as they're coming with 3 potential solutions and the one that they're favoring as well. 1, 3, 1. So if that's the case, your team's younger, less experienced, do you have the training systems in place so that over time you can remove yourself from that process? Or scenario 3, your people are experienced enough. You do have the systems in place. This is a indication that because you are still getting the errors, do you have a wrong person in there somewhere? Have you tried everything? Is it time to move them on? Your goal should not be to be in this system of invoice approvals. It should be to have the team in place that follows process procedure. There are double checks and triple checks. Nothing's been missed. The margins are correct. Off it goes to be closed and paid, and the cars leave. Our client in WA had been in the middle of this process for a long time, and one of the side effects of it was a 4-week wait list for people to come in to get their car in. Now, because of the nature of the behavioural profile of a technician who becomes a business owner, your brain tells you that is a fantastic indication that we're doing well here. We've got a 4-week wait list. All these people lined up to see us. We've got work as far as the eye can see. But in reality, a wait list of that size has the potential to have people fall off the back of it. You have a regular customer ring up who's 2 weeks away from having their service done or it being due, but they can't get in for 3 to 4 weeks. A good portion of them will wait for you, but this one time, this loyal customer might really have a pressing need and they say, oh, I'll call back. And they go somewhere else this time and then they don't come back. You have that happen often enough, and you start to experience the silent attrition that I spoke to you about earlier in this 30-day series when we talked about the 18% attrition rate that repair shops experience annually. So look at what we've got here. You in the middle of the invoicing process, bottlenecking how quickly work can leave the workshop, which in turn is backing up your wait list, which in turn is potentially having your good loyal customers be looking somewhere else to get in faster. A 4-week wait list isn't always an indication of success. It's often an indication of poor systems. Now, you could be in some specialized type of work like restoration or some element of performance where 4-week wait list is probably really good because people expect to wait in that situation. But in general repair, if we're talking 4 weeks, we've got to backtrack to make sure that there's not a bottleneck in there that is being caused by the owner or someone else significant in the business because they're in the process when they don't need to be. So today, if that's you, or even if you've got a foreman at the moment or a leading hand, somewhere in the process where if your team was just better trained or was just allowed to do the job that you've set them up to do with the right systems, the work would flow better. Have a think about that and then go and take the necessary action in the shop. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe, like this video. We'll be back tomorrow for day 27.